Hello, welcome to our live today. And today I will speak about, sometimes that there is a missing link in your relationship. In the marriages that are struggling, in the relationships that are struggling, there is definitely a link missing. But there are also times when the marriage is happy or seemingly it looks happy, and there is at some point in time you feel that something is missing. I happened to speak with a couple today morning where wife was relatively a quiet person and husband was speaking. So husband said that everything in their marriage is fine. Fights do happen, arguments do happen, but it's a scenario where both husband and wife are peacemakers. So they might fight, they might have very heated argument, but after a certain point in time, which is just a matter of few hours, they are back to normal as if nothing had happened. Okay. And their husband went on to say that this is how their life has been in last 10 years. Okay. But now he is feeling as if there is some block. He is feeling as if there is something missing in their relationship. And the moment husband said this, I looked into wife's eyes, and wife kind of, through her expressions, she nodded, which means she also felt that there is some friction, some, unseen tension, unsaid tension, but something is there which is appearing as a block. Now, this does not happen not just in struggling marriages, this also happens in happy marriages as well. So, what is that missing link which, when taken care of, can help you to bond together? Okay, this missing link is where there is this one part inside you, and I really wanted to connect this part after you watch this video. So, there is this one part inside you which wants to express itself. There is some, deep information, important information this part is carrying, and it wishes to it how much it wishes that your partner knows what is that information this part has. At the same time, you are not able to speak, you are not allowing this part to speak, because somewhere you fear that if this part is expressed, which means if you talk about what this part wants to say, then the fear is that you will lose the relationship. If you're dating, you fear losing that person, losing your partner to somebody else. If you're married, you fear that you will emotionally lose your partner. So, suppose your married life is 8 on 10 and this part expresses itself, then your um, relationship will go down from 8 to maybe 6, maybe 5, maybe 4, or even lower. And that fear of losing your partner pulls you back, and you are not, allowing that part to express itself. And that part is one which is yearning for expression, irrespective of whether it's a happy marriage or it's a struggling scenario, right? Now, if I take a longer route, which is also very safe, I would say that this is happening because I'll tell you what that longer route is. But before that, I want to tell you this is happening because you are not able to trust your own self. When you have this fear that while speaking, or when you share this, you might lose the connection with your partner, there is this, deep fear that you are not able to trust yourself. In other words, if I say, there is a lot of self doubt. So the longer route would be to work on this self doubt. When you are able to work on this self doubt, when you are able to start to trust yourself, then of course you can speak. But that's a longer route, very safe though. And when you take this longer route, you will evolve as a human being. Okay. Now I am telling you the second way to deal with this, which is like, taking the challenge head on. Okay. And this is about facing your fear. And what does it mean to face your fear? Face your fear means you got to speak. So irrespective of anything, you will just go and speak. The only thing is, and the very important thing is, that when you are going to speak, which means you're allowing that part to express yourself, you will be speaking with certain conditions in mind. I have put those conditions in, if you've been watching these series regularly, it's in video number 92, which tells you how to communicate with your partner. So if you have not gone through that, just go through that, which will tell you how to communicate. Go through that video and then speak. Bottom line there is that when you're speaking, that when that part is expressing itself, you got to understand that if you really dig deep into that part has nothing to complain about your partner. That part has nothing to complain about his side of the family. There is no complaint, there is no criticism that part has to offer. That part, if you dig deep, is going to tell you about your own story. Some story which is not good enough, which is painful enough, but you want the other part to know, your partner to know. So speak, having gone through that communication rules in video 92, speak your heart out. When you're speaking, when you keep those rules in mind, you also need to consider, believe that your partner is going to understand you. So that trust that your partner will understand. If you're not able to trust yourself, believe that when you open your heart with the right intention, your partner will trust what you are saying. Imagine that all this has happened and you have spoken your heart out. When you have spoken, you will notice a few things. Number one thing you will notice is that when you're speaking with the right intention, I'll come back to this point on what right intention means. So when you're speaking with right intention and with the trust that your partner, he or she, will understand, you will see that your partner is going to take that in the right spirit, in the same spirit with which you had spoken. Your partner will understand what you're saying. Two, he will appreciate whatever you're saying. He will appreciate the place you're coming from. He will not ridicule you. He or she will not, outrightly reject whatever is being said. He or she will be able to, gauge where you're coming from. Number three, what will happen is that your partner will begin to trust you. If the trust is at the minimum level, there will be more trust. If the trust is not there, that's the point from where it is going to begin. And lastly, you will notice that your partner will live up to your trust, because the trust with which you have said whatever you wanted to say, your partner, being appreciative of your intention and the way you've opened your heart, will actually begin to live up to that trust. Okay. And one more point is there, that uh, when this trust begins to develop, and in that process you have already said, suppose you have said that, what were those reasons why you have not been able to communicate, or what are those blocking factors that stops you from communicating freely. Suppose this is what you had told him or her. Your partner is going to make conscious attempts to ensure that you are ensure helping you remove those roadblocks. So your partner will join hands with you to ensure that those roadblocks get removed, the ones that you're talking about, if that is what you spoke about. So every which way you will experience your partner supporting you. And at the end of it, over time, you will realize that this bond will get deeper. So if you are already, you are in a happy relationship, there is a lot of understanding in the relationship, you will realize that this connection, which is a soulful connection, you will reach to a point where you will realize that it's like two bodies and one soul. It's going to become a soulful connection. And if you are in a struggling marriage, then this kind of a discussion with the right intention will help you in terms of your relationship beginning to grow in the right direction. Okay. Last, before I end, I would tell you the meaning of intention here. When I say right intention, before you allow that part to express itself, see, sometimes the intention we have is not a very good intention, wherein we want to communicate, but with a different kind of a motive in mind. And that motive is to make the other person realize that I am important, or to make the other person realize that, okay, I need love and you're not loving me enough. Now, those intentions, if that's the intention with which you're opening up, that will not help. Okay. So the intention needs to be pure. And that pure intention is, there is something in me which I have not shared for very long, and I just feel like sharing with you. Your intention is to just share. When you do this with this kind of an intention, you will experience freedom while within the boundaries of relationship. So while you will be able to honor the boundaries of relationship, you will love to be in that bond. At the same time, you will experience freedom, because now you've opened yourself and you've let everything uh, out of your system in right ways with right intention. And in return, what you get is the trust, bonding, soulful connection. You will experience freedom. Okay. Now, that's the missing link, even in the happiest of the marriages, where something inside we are just keeping it to ourselves. So, my approach, if you ask me, would be to, yes, I do believe in the long approach as well, where you're going to work on your self doubt. And then there is this radical approach also, whatever resonates with you, to go straight head on, face the fear, and see what happens. Because strong relationships will not break when this kind of a communication is happening. And if the relation is not strong, and you're doing it exactly how I'm telling you, it will start to blossom. Okay. uh, this might be appearing to be little heavy. Doesn't matter, go through this video again, and once you've got it, just write in the comment box, got it. If you have any queries on this, please feel free to write your queries as well, and I will take it up. And that's all from me to you in today's session. And I really thank all those people who are watching this live at this moment. And should you have any questions, please, people who are watching live and you have any questions, please feel free to write in the comment box, and I'll be happy to answer your questions here itself. If not, you want to watch it again and understand again and then think and write, most welcome. I prefer you write in the comment box, because that's another way of facing your fear, where the moment you take it head on as a challenge and write it, all your fear is gone. And you know how brain functions. When brain has learned to deal with fear in direct ways, it will generalize it to many more situations where your fear might have stopped you. So go ahead, break that fear, write in the comment box, write your questions in the comment box, and you see how you will begin to experience that shift, okay, in all aspects of your life. So far, no question coming, but doesn't matter. Whenever you are watching this video again, do write your questions, and I am going to be seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, so it means small thing to do, small activity. So you will be getting this one small activity tomorrow. That's all from me to you, and thank you so much. There is this question that has just come up, which says, "What if your partner doesn't listen and does not listen and does not wish to understand to what you are saying, your partner will not want to listen to you under certain conditions. And one of those conditions is if there has been the experience in the past where every time you have spoken in terms of the blame, you have spoken in terms of criticism, or you have pointed fingers at what is going right in the relationship. You have tried advising your partner what needs to be done, does not need to be done. You have been a controlling partner. Okay, under those circumstances the chances are that your partner may not want to listen to you. But as I said, still, if you wish to speak, there is a little bit of work you can do on yourself, which is about take care of number one, very importantly, your intention. Your intention is not to get attention. Your intention is not to get sympathy. Your intention is not to get love. Your intention is not to make yourself feel important. Those intentions are not there. The intention is only about sharing. And in that sharing, I want you to connect with your part first. Sit down and connect with it. What does it want to share? If it is about blame, that you don't love me enough, you've not done this, you've not done that, don't do that. Then that will not work. Go deep. If that part says you don't love me enough, further, where is this part coming from? Is it really that she or he does not love you enough, or there is something else to it? All right, you go deep, and your part says that there is something else to it. So ask that part, what is it? So that part is saying, okay, uh, maybe I have never felt love in my life. Okay, when you say that, okay, I have not felt love in my life, what does that mean? Maybe the part answers that maybe I was never loved in my childhood. All right, so you were not loved in your childhood. Who did not love you in childhood? No, generally I didn't feel that I was loved enough. Okay, so the bottom line answer you have got is that you were never loved in your childhood, and your childhood experiences around that. Okay, now when you're talking to your partner and you've reached that core which says that I was not loved as a child. Okay, but if you go and say this to your partner, he will or she will not listen. You're going to tell some of those experiences. So sitting for a cup of coffee, just casually talk about that story. It could be whatever your childhood story is. Maybe you were in grade 2. I remember one of my childhood stories when I was in grade 4, right? How we had to queue up, and we had to get our diaries signed by the class teacher. I did not realize that I was out of the queue. The teacher looked at me, she got angry, she got up from her seat, she came to me, and she gave me two tight slaps. Okay, and I felt as if I was completely rejected. That's the feeling I had. So instead of you telling that I was always rejected, I was never loved, share your story there. And it is not that one talk will express your part fully. It could be more talks happening, but the intention is not getting attention. Just casually tell that story and let it be. After you have shared, one thing I want you to remember is, do not expect anything from your partner. The moment you start to expect that now I will get more love, now I will get more attention, now I will not experience rejection, again that problem is going to come up. So you just express yourself, you will feel good about yourself, and let your partner process whatever it is that you are saying. Okay, and then at the next opportunity, whenever that might be, give some time in between. This is how you will express yourself. So whosoever has written the question, I am not getting the name, but I hope that this has answered your query. And if you still have, please feel free to write again. And if you have any other query, just let me know. Right. So this is how the expression or the head-on is going to happen. Alternatively, you could work on yourself in building your own trust, trusting yourself, removing those self doubts, and then speak. So that's the missing link. Okay. Uh, Thank you. You got it. You understood. All right. Thank you so much. And I am going to be seeing you tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. With a small activity. Right. You take care and see you tomorrow. Bye.